Welcome back to another episode of Ask Luka. And here's today's question. Question we get asked a lot of. This question by Jim. The question is, should I do intervals, cardio, or both? And here's the kicker, right? What is cardio? And rather than going to this like 2-hour seminar on explanation, but cardio is anything that gets the heart rate up. So, cardio is intervals, it's sprints, it's long duration running. It's like, here's the thing. If you go do 2 minutes nonstop of kettlebell swings or deadlifts, you best believe that's cardio, right? Because your heart rate is going to shoot through the roof. But in this day and age, like there's kind of like this argument. First of all, there's 3 types of cardio. We got aerobic power, which is longer duration, where we use oxygen as our main source of energy, right? That creates ATP. We've got anaerobic training, which is glycolytic. Usually we're looking about stuff that like lasts longer than 20 seconds, right? And then we got anaerobic alactic, which is anything up to like 7-10 seconds. So when basically where you can just use your ATP, it's the fastest stuff like sprints and things like that, right? So when somebody says like, hey, I want to improve my cardio, it really depends what, like if it's an athlete, we want to like see what cardio they need to improve, what is their need, and what's their purpose, like what type of conditioning are they doing in the sport. Now for most questions that we get is about fat loss, right? So what type of cardio should I do for fat loss? Now, it's been shown that, like, the most effective from an efficiency and effectiveness standpoint is intervals. And now intervals could be sprint intervals. It could be, like I said, like that's why we do metabolic resistance training, right? Creating a cardio effect through lifting weights, right? Which is kind of like the gelling of the two. So, depending on how much time you have, like that's usually going to be always the best use of your time. Big compound movements, using body weight, using different implements to create an effect where we're using muscles, but we're also obviously making it a metabolic, getting a metabolic effect out of it. In the past years, like the slow, steady state cardio has gotten a bad rep, like it's a bad thing, and it really isn't. It's just a question of why are you using it, right? For many people, like using it as a primary fat loss, weight loss tool, it's not the smartest because, like I said, if you're not strong, conditioned, and you go for a multiple mile run, what you're really doing is you're jumping from one leg to the other, which is like plyometric. So think about this, right? If you're trying to lose 50, 60, 40 pounds, 30 pounds, you haven't really trained for a long time, and now every mile is basically 1,600 jumps from one leg to the next. Like that's not really the smartest training program. But at the same time, you don't want to discourage anybody that loves running. Okay, so here's what we do. At Vigor, majority of our fat loss programs have anaerobic training in it. But we've started using aerobic power training as a tool for recovery. Okay, so not only like for people that are very high strung, stressed out, like sympathetic, right? Fight or flight, always working, always going. And our kind of general rule is if somebody's resting heart rate is above 65, 70 beats per minute, we'll actually have them do more slower, steady state cardio, and it will kind of level that out because it gets them more into this rest and digest parasympathetic mode, right? So it's all about when you use it. And just remember this, you can use anything for cardio. Jump rope. We do a lot of like body weight movements and crawling and mobility. Imagine a 20-minute circuit where you're just working at this light pace, getting the sweat going in your 110, 150 beat per minute range. So now we're getting the quality aspects of mobility training, but we're also getting cardio in. So don't put it all in a box. So the question, should I do intervals or should I do cardio or both? Say, hey, do both, but find out what your goal is and find out where you are. Now, I know this answer was kind of loaded, but I'd rather be the person that gives it, lays down kind of like the truth rather than like a yes or a no, and educate on what's the smartest thing to do. So for fat loss, the most effective is interval training, especially like interval training with weights, with the load, whether it's even just body weight or something else. And, cardio, long steady state cardio is not bad for you at all. It's just, when is it used? Is it used for the right thing, for the right time? And the truth is that most people should improve their aerobic base. So you can improve your interval training by improving your aerobic base, which is longer steady state cardio. So if you'd like to know more about this, let me know. I'm going to drop a whole article on it, but I hope this answers your question. If you have a question that is the question to this question, I'll answer that too, and we can, dig deeper into the rabbit hole and take the red pill. But hopefully that answers your question. Excited to get the next one. Luka's out. Ask Luka. Remember, if you got any questions, hashtag it, and I'll get back to you ASAP.